Hey, Nick Simons, December 23rd, 2021. Just on with this quick video check-in, I just want to mention that everyone that knows me knows that I've volunteered at and worked at a place called Hope for Recovery over on 293 Wilson Street in Manch, and yeah, it's pretty much everybody I know in Manchester I pretty much met at Hope for Recovery or through somebody I met at Hope for Recovery. So I am going to be volunteering there again, not as a Smart Recovery host or any other type of host, just doing, helping clean up and move stuff around and whatever. I have a friend over there that works there, and whatever I can do to make her job easier, I would like to do. Any help I can do, I want to do, just because it's my way of giving back to the community. Even though I want to give to whatever community I live in. I wish I could do more for Florida, the communities that I lived in Florida, because I feel like I took a lot more than I gave there. So, but I'm not there right now, but I'm glad I'm back at Hope volunteering. I enjoyed being a Smart Recovery host, but unfortunately for me, it didn't work out, because I got more into hosting than I did working on myself. And I was the one, I needed a lot more help than I was willing to admit, but I didn't realize really that my life was becoming unmanageable. This goes all the way back to when I first started at Hope, February 2019, after the Super Bowl parade. I remember I started going to the meetings, and I quickly became a host and then a facilitator. But I had issues in my life. I was smoking marijuana and drinking constantly, and drinking beer once in a while. And I didn't, from where I'm from down south, if you were only drinking beer and smoking weed, you were doing good. You were in recovery. You were still having fun and partying, but you weren't on heroin. You weren't on crack. Meth wasn't a big deal until towards the end of my stay in Florida. But you weren't on hard drugs. You were just drinking and smoking, and you're probably living a good life. For the walk of life I was from down there, because a lot of us had serious drug problems. So we were on probation or on our way to prison or just getting out of prison, or I'm not the only one. It was eventually those became the only a lot of the people I hung out with had criminal backgrounds, and that's why I guess we were easy. We lived a criminal lifestyle, and we were comfortable around each other because we all had similar backgrounds, and nobody could really judge anyone else in that subculture. So it was like a judge-free zone, pretty much, where anything goes. But I God, where was I going with that? But no, the giving back to the community and helping. This is what it is. I forget that. I was fully on board with the create your own recovery thing, where everybody has their own unique recovery, and my recovery included drinking beer and smoking weed. There was also another prescription drug problem that it happened. It wasn't. I didn't consider it a problem because I wasn't breaking the law. I was partying a little bit more. It was a little bit different than drinking and smoking. It was it was a pharmaceutical high. I was prescribed to it, but it didn't make my life unmanageable, is what it was. I was able to do it. I did homework. I volunteered at Hope, as a Smart Recovery host, and I did really good in school, and everybody seemed to think I was doing good being a Smart Recovery host, so I didn't perceive the pharmaceutical habit as a problem, because I was just maybe doing it once a night, maybe twice a day at the most for a long time. And then when the COVID hit, that problem got just out of control. Nobody knew it existed except for me and one other person, though, and it was weird. So, I was definitely a fraud in the recovery community at that point, having abusing drugs and still going out there and like being like, yeah, I'm helping people. But that was probably like the root of the problem in a sense, was that when I first started hosting the SMART meetings, it became more about the adaptive cycle of gratitude and happiness. Like, I learned about that in psychology, one of the psychology classes, and it sounds like a good thing, right? Like, just doesn't it just sound good, like with a name like the adaptive cycle of gratitude and happiness? And it's a beautiful thing, and gratitude is great, and it's wonderful. But then that's what made me happy. But so I didn't work on myself. There's the air mask rule. I didn't follow the air mask rule, the oxygen mask rule. Where if you're in a plane and there's turbulence or whatever, and the masks fall, the parent always puts the mask on first before they try to help the child, so that they don't run out of breath trying to help the child, and then nobody gets helped. See, that's the part that I kind of didn't pay attention to, because it just became about, I just wanted to put on a good presentation at the meetings, and then there was like, got overwhelmed with the meetings and everything got crazy. And then, then when I worked at Hope, I came to the realization, like, wow, this isn't really like a good fit for me. Like, there's a difference between volunteering to help people, and then when helping people becomes your job, it takes on a whole new feel. And the kind of, for me, some of the magic was gone. It wasn't anything like what I thought it would be. I was like some of the stuff I had heard, though, but I always thought I would be like the exception to the rule, that, working in addiction recovery fields, like, it's been described as kind of depressing a lot. It's hard. Like, addiction counselors, there's a high percentage of them quitting and going and finding other work. Like, I did all that research. I found out, about being an addiction counselor, because I had to do research for, a college class I was in on, what my career was going to be. But yeah, and then, so, I don't know, we need people in the field that can work in that professional setting and within what I call an ethics bubble. They have to be there, you know what I mean? Because everybody can't be everyone's friend. There has to be an authority figure somewhere. And it's just not me. It's not, I don't want to put down people that work in the recovery field by any means, because we need them. And for me, though, I'm better off as a volunteer, and I can be more effective as being somebody's friend in a way, and, so yeah, I'm glad I'm back at Hope. I'm just going to clean and move furniture, because I want to actually I want to do something for the community, but I don't want to want to not follow the oxygen mask rule this time, in a way, and just go to meetings as a regular participant and not be a host and a facilitator, and just lose those titles altogether, like, for me, and just be like just Nick Simons, not a facilitator, not a recovery coach. I completed the classes and all that, just go back to learning. And I got a sponsor. I'm going to do the steps. I never wanted to do that before, before I got with AA. Of course, I wouldn't be with AA if it wasn't for my higher power. And I might as well just say, like, anything good that you see out of me, I guess the getting out of jail on December 16th would probably be a good starting point. I was doing good in jail, not good before I went to jail, but anything good you see come from me is due to my higher power. It's not because of me. If I just did whatever I wanted to, it wouldn't be that great. It's nice because I'm doing what I want to, but in a sense, it's like, I don't have a choice anymore, because I gave over my will to my higher power. But so it's like, it's what it is, you know what I'm saying? That's what I had to give up. My ego. I had to give up wanting to make a lot of money, wanting to be recognized in the community for, like being a facilitator and starting the nonprofit and all that. I wanted to be recognized in the community as kind of like a pillar of the community. You know what I mean? But you can't just make that happen overnight. You can't just say, I'm a pillar of the community because I started a nonprofit and because I'm a smart recovery facilitator. It's more than that. You know what I mean? And I want to put forth the time and the effort to achieve that on its own merit, based on my actions. That's the reward I get for turning my will over to my higher power. Is that's what's going to result instead of whatever would happen if I followed my own conscience. So, all right. Have a good day. Thank you very much.